Hey everyone, it's Oak with another Sims 4 speed build. Although the last one I did was about over a year ago, so yeah, it's been quite a while. I've been trying to stop being lazy and actually get around to recording this, but I mean, I find it really hard to kind of get recording. I do stream these often, and you can hear me talk a lot about what I'm building, but I don't know, actually recording it so I can put it on YouTube, it's kind of hard for me. It's really strange. Anyways, I'm building a restaurant for actually the first time. I've never built a restaurant in The Sims 4 before. So this is all new to me, and you're gonna see a lot of mistakes most likely. Some that might annoy some of the more seasoned Sims 4 veterans, but I digress. Anyways, so when I started putting this build together, I didn't actually have a clear plan in mind. The only thing I knew I wanted was a nice patio on the outside, and after that I was just trying to figure out what else I could throw onto this, honestly. And you'll see me like mess around with all sorts of building tools that I've never touched before. There's like, I tried messing around with glass roofs for a bit, and I tried messing around with some what else did I mess around with all the other restaurant items and all that. It's honestly really hard if you don't have a plan going in. I think the next build I did, which I'll get around to recording eventually, I swear, has a much more focused concept, but this one was definitely, I wanted to build a restaurant, and I just wanted to make it a nice, fancy one. So, basically, I was sitting down one day and I was thinking, what kind of buildings should I make? And I decided, let's make a set of 4 buildings that are mildly themed after, the 4 seasons, right? So this one, I was like, okay, let's build something about the fall. So this one's about autumn, and by autumn, and by when I say building about the season, I'm more talking about just the general feel. So to me, autumn is like darker colors, a lot more cozy. And so this build has a lot of dark colors, and you are going to see that so much in this. So hopefully, no interior designer is gonna get mad and be like, "Wow, why he's only using lots of dark colors? It's kind of weird." But I tried to. I'm not an interior designer. Try to make it, as fairly cohesive as I could, which is, it's kind of hard. And here I'm gonna try to figure out the exterior colors, and oh man, I think I default to these dark colors way too much, but I did try to mix it up a bit by having, one section be dark, and you'll see like I have the main section be one color, and then I have the kitchen section a different color. Like I'm thinking maybe that kitchen part was added in later on after the building was constructed, so that's why it's made of one material compared to the other one. And I thought it provided a little bit of contrast. And then, so you see I have the outdoor patio area. So basically, that small rectangular-ish room, that's the kitchen, and everything else is the main area. I actually forgot to put bathrooms in here, like, forgot to plan on where I was going to put the bathrooms when I first was laying out the floor plan. So I was like, okay, where am I going to put the bathrooms? Wow, I can't talk. Put the bathrooms, and I said, you know what, they will go perfectly right in that, corner right there. And then, I don't know, this was a pretty fun build, I would say. Sorry, I'm a little sick. It's really cold outside today, and yeah, we're getting hit with that winter cold snap of 2019, so that's always fun. Anyways, I'm trying to think of what to fill into this, speed build for 20 minutes. Anyways, so this interior part, I'm trying to figure out a color, and my philosophy is that darker colors will try and close in the room, and then brighter colors will try to make it more open. And I figured with all these windows, you probably want to close it in, and so that's what I opted to do, which is, I thought that was the best choice. And you can see the kitchen is looking kind of bland and messy, because I was trying to figure out what items does a restaurant in The Sims 4 actually need. Because, I looked at the requirements on where, in the top left corner, you can click the little house icon and it'll tell you what you're missing and all that. Oh man, here's the other part too. I'm like trying to figure out what chairs am I going to put, where am I going to put these chairs, because, it's there's a lot of room, but I also wanted to, make it a bit more cozy, homed in. And the general concept was, let's try to make something fancy, a nice place you would eat. I wanted like, oh, let's put these hardwood chairs, and I'm like, oh, those look really nice, and I think that's what I'm gonna use, because I thought those appropriate for this type of restaurant. I don't think I've, but yeah, there's a lot of things that I could have done better, but in the end of this, I was pretty happy overall. I don't remember what I was trying to do here. Was I trying to figure out? Oh, I learned that day that stairs in The Sims 4 cannot go diagonal, which is a really big shame. Man, they really need to do a lot more with the stairs in this game, because right now we're still stuck with the one-directional stairs. We don't have split level. Well, I guess we have split levels in a sense, but we don't have a. I'm sorry. We don't have, U stairs. We don't have spiral stairs. We don't have ladders, and it's very constricting in certain builds. It's like, man, there's so many things we could do, but they haven't bothered putting those in yet, which is, a really big shame. I really wish that, Sims 4 would provide that to us. And, I also wish that the Sims 4 would provide us with open world, but, we can't get everything we want. It makes me very sad. So, I love the Sims 4, kind of. Building-wise, it's definitely a lot better than Sims 3, but gameplay-wise, it leaves a lot to be desired. And just overall, there's a lot of things that just feel missing, and man, I really wish that we would get some of these things. Then The Sims 4 would be a fantastic game, and I would be so happy. Oh, you can see right here, I'm trying to figure out how to do glass roofs, and it's not working out. It's like, do I have to delete the floor? Do I have to... Sometimes it feels like it's working, sometimes it's not. I didn't figure out this build, but I think I actually figured out the next build, where I tried to do like a sun room with a glass roof, but this one I could not figure it out. So here, I'm just trying to put together bathrooms, and very simple. You got a sink, you got a toilet, and it's nothing fancy. And then, gotta put in lights in the kitchen, because I forgot those, and you're gonna notice this in all of the builds I do, but I tend to jump around between what I'm decorating constantly, which may annoy some of you, and I hope it doesn't, but that's just the way I am. I tend to shift my focus constantly, trying to figure out, where to put things. And here I'm trying to figure out how to light the interior, like, the main dining area, and I was like, oh, I found these parts. I don't actually know which pack these are from, but I thought they were really cool. Although I'm gonna replace them later because I decided they didn't fit in with the vision that I had, I guess. But, I think I replaced them. I have to double check. It's, actually, let me double check the images right now. I think I have it somewhere nearby. Did I replace them? I did replace them. And you'll see that later on. I was really proud of this outdoor bar area. I thought this was a really neat idea. I don't actually know if this works properly in The Sims, mostly because I don't know if... Because the way The Sims 4 does some of these, community lots, it's kind of odd, I would say. And it might just be because I haven't played with them enough, because, I generally haven't done a lot of the life simulation part. It's, for me, this game is a really good creative outlet for building and all that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, what kind of flooring do I want in these rooms. I figured simple tile for the kitchen, hardwood floor for the dining room, and I tried to pick a contrasting color, because, trying to have like that dark wood on top of a dark wood is kind of odd, so, maybe dark wood furniture and then like a lighter wood flooring, gives it a nice, a different contrast. Oh yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, what am I gonna do with this fountain outside. I can't actually test how the water works because I'm in build mode, and there's no option to have the water play, in build mode, because you have to be in life mode for that. And I'm trying to figure out, like, yeah, man, what am I gonna do for this fountain? It's not, it's not symmetrical. It's not even, so I was like, alright, let's push the bathroom back, and let's make this all, big, and, so it'll fit a lot better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But overall, it's, it looked kind of odd at first when I was looking at it, like, do I really need these white tiles there? And I was like, you know what, it looks fine. Oh yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's a nice sign for the restaurant? You know, what looks good? What screams like, hey, we're a nice, fancy restaurant. Come out and eat here. So I decided eventually on, you know, some basic signage and trying to... The harder parts was, like, honestly trying to figure out lighting for the outside because it's actually kind of, you know, tough. But, you know, I eventually figured it out. But, for someone who's trying to get back into the groove of Sims 4 building, it's kind of tough. So, oh man. If you look at it, it's starting to actually come together. I'm trying to remember what's actually missing here. Because I spent like another 20 minutes... Well, so this total build took maybe 2 hours. But I'm looking at it right now, and I'm trying to figure out what did I actually spend the remaining second half for. I know there's a lot of like decorations that I was doing, and... Oh, you know what? Yeah, see, I'm replacing those candle-lit barriers with the simple black slat barriers because I thought they looked a bit nicer and added a bit more privacy. I could have added some to the other set of tables, but I decided, you know what, I'll just leave it at the middle ones. Thought that's all it needed. Oh, right. I am not very good at decorating in The Sims 4. Like, there are so many decorative clutter items, but I am not a master of putting them together. So it looks kind of odd and maybe a bit messy. And, you know, I thought about adding more things. So for most of these tables, I just kind of put the simple, you know, menu, tableside menu, but from what I heard and read, adding more than one object kind of causes issues with Sims 4 routing. And so I was like, alright, I can only put in one item, I don't want to put two, yeah, and all that. So here I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this, like lobby-ish area. I thought about putting a TV because I thought, oh, the TV's putting a TV there is kind of fancy. But, you know, the more I thought about it, it's like, I think in a restaurant like this, where it's like the idea was I wanted a higher class restaurant, right? So putting a TV there is kind of feels odd. So I was like, you know, a TV, if you're dining in there, you probably don't want to hear or see that TV. You want to have a nice, relaxing, cozy meal. So I was like, well, let's get rid of the TV and let's just replace it with menus and paper or paintings and couches. And I really like some of the materials that came out with Dine Out. Oh man, I'm gonna want to build a lot more restaurants in the future because there's so many cool options, and I was so surprised. So definitely in the future, I'm gonna try building more. Maybe, you know, I've only built 2 of the 4 seasonal builds, and you know, I understand this is not really seasonal, but I thought it was cool. And the next one I actually have is about spring, and that's a cafe where I tried to actually put in a lot of greenery, so that might be exciting to eventually, you know, put together the speed build for. But again, it might be a bit much. Although I think the cafe one was actually really nice, and I was really proud of that one too. So, oh man, I still got 7 more minutes in this. Oh boy. So, you know, the exterior I think at this point is really done. I think there's just I wanted to add a bit more greenery to the outside, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this. Like, do I want it 1 step up, or do I want it just no step up? And I think I decided in the end 1 step up, and then started adding, you know, some decorations on the outside. But yeah. Basically, this entire second half is just me trying to do the rest of the clutter and decorations, because well, it's actually really hard. I will warn that I haven't actually play tested this build, but it should be fine. I did use some move objects on, but I don't think it gets in anyone's way. So there's a lot of... It should be fine, and I think any of you watching this can probably just adjust it with some little finagling to make sure it works, but as far as I know, it's all fine. So, what else am I doing here? I think I'm just trying to do like last minute adjustments to the interior. Do I want to make any, you know, final changes? But I think I did a lot of adjustments. Oh man, I was trying to figure out what kind of fountains I want. I decided, you know, let's just throw in some greenery in there. And I guess I deleted them. Man, what did I make the final exterior look like in the end? Oh, I didn't even put any final greens in the pond. I think I just threw in some rocks by that front pathway and some shrubs, and I thought that was good. But, that's the way it ended up being. What else did I not put in here? Oh, right, I really spent a lot of time trying to see if I could get the glass, roof working, but in the end, it just didn't work out as I intended, and I gave up, because, quite frankly, it's a lot more difficult than it really should have been. Yeah, see, I actually got it kind of working there, and I was really considering just keeping it like that. But in the end, my heart said, yeah, no. Also because it just looks really odd. I don't know how else to describe it. It was a really good concept, but in the end, I decided, for this build, maybe a glass roof is kind of tacky. I do wish I had done a bit more to the roof to make it look a lot better, but I figured for this time around, a simple flat roof is fine. Maybe in future builds I can get a bit more fancy, but a simple flat roof, it's all good. It does its job, it works. And oh man, I was trying to figure out what kind of exterior do I want? Do I want to fence out the entire back? I don't think I actually kept that fence. No, I didn't. Just didn't look right. The other thing that confuses me about the Sims 4 is that if you have a building on a slight foundation or any foundation, if that side of the building is over a pond or a pool, it doesn't get that little trim by the foundation, which is strange, and then all the other walls will have it. And I was trying to actually see if there was a no trim option for that foundation, but there was no option, so it's well, what am I supposed to do now? It's alright, fine, I'll just work with it. Maybe in the future we'll get something that offers a no trim option, maybe in a future expansion pack. We'll see. I actually don't have many expansion packs now that I think about it. I only have Get Together, and what's the other one that I own? There's one other one. I cannot remember for the life of me which one it is. I also have Dine Out and Perfect Patio stuff. I could have sworn I have one more expansion, but I cannot remember which one it is. It's... So what's out there? There's Get to Work, I don't have. Get Together, I do have. Cats and Dogs, don't have. I think Get Together is actually the only one I might have. Wow, that's... No, Seasons, right, Seasons is the other one I have. I forgot Seasons existed. Oh, man. Seasons is a pretty nice pack. It offers a lot of, homey-style construction and building options. I might try using that pack a lot more, because I am using a lot of Spa Day and Dine Out for, the... I don't know how to describe it. Modern? Asian modern? It's kind of odd. It's a very neat pack. I like it a lot, but I really need to branch out in what building objects I use, because it's really... You'll notice in all these builds that I do, I tend to stick to same concepts. And actually the spring build, the cafe, I really tried to avoid using these darker colors and tried to go for brighter colors, because man, I'm really a big fan of dark colors. Although I think I might have failed in some aspects. Anyways, I think the speed build part is done, so we're just gonna go over the photos. Overall, I thought this was a really fun build. I really need to get with doing these builds a lot faster, because I think I'm doing them a bit way too slow. But overall, these were really fun. This was a really fun build to do, and I think I actually learned a lot about how to build in this one. So, this is a learning process. You get better every time you do these builds, and maybe one day Maxis will decide, wow, this guy's build is awesome, and we'll choose it as a Maxis curated. Anyways, I'd like to thank any of you who watch this for watching it. I do stream this about weekly-ish. It's very inconsistent because I am a student, so just follow me on Twitch to find out when I'm streaming. Anyways, have a good day.